Let me groom here. Alright, let's do this.
We're good? We're good? Alright, here we go.
Hey!
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome. This is the Tuesday show, or whatever it is this week. It's Oh Na Na, what's my name? Oh, I thought you guys were going to join in.
That was me joining in.
Well, alright, let's let that one drop. With us this week, as you can see, is Mr. Mike Z.
What are you talking about? I'm James Chen.
Here's Mike Z right here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Real Soviet damage!
That's alright, let me tell you why I don't play Cammy anymore.
Alright. Sadly, I still play her.
Do you?
Yeah, even though I complain.
I don't like anybody
play her.
but Cammy is what I actually meant to say. Let me tell you why in a 6-part series.
More like especially Cammy.
Well,
Yeah.
only the win pose,
So
right?
anyway, we're here with Mike Z to talk about Skullgirls. If you're not in the know, there's going to be a patch upcoming, and we wanted to talk about the patch, but we also wanted to talk about some matches that have been going on in Skullgirls, including one of yours.
Oh, good.
Yeah, specifically you versus Severin.
Cool, I wasn't warned about
Wednesday
this
night
at all.
fights.
Let's do it.
That's right.
I'm out of here, everybody.
You know it. Can we get over to the game? We might as well just start things off. So
Oh, to this game, right?
yeah, I guess
that's
we'll
fine.
go over the match at the
Oh,
end.
it's not like Dallas versus Toronto or whatever. I don't know, in some sport.
What does that mean?
Can we get over to the game? Never mind. Let's...
Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not. Yes.
So man, oh yeah, we should just we should re-explain what these hats are about. I
Okay,
guess.
sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at you for.
That's cool. So, for those of you who may not be aware, there's this thing about, because Skullgirls got delayed, so people were having a launch party before it got announced that it was delayed. So after it got announced that it was delayed, they turned that into Launch Party Every Day. So these were our original Launch Party Everyday hats that we had on the last episode that they had me on, which you might have recognized by its low viewer count.
Mm-hmm.
That one's Sarabella. It's very pretty. This one is Umbrella, I think, and because I can't see myself, wait,
Yep,
yes I
it
can.
is.
That's Umbrella, and that one is Philia on James Chen, which is the closest thing we could come up with to Cammy. So these were from whoever knows, like, way before the game actually came out. They're signed by us. They're sweated into by us. That makes them vintage,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Right? That's what vintage means, is like somebody else got it dirty.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Okay.
intention was that we were going to raffle these off after the show that we did,
Yeah.
and we never did that.
Yeah, and it's not like we forgot about them. They're literally sitting on this table that is always up and is always here, and we look at them every single day that we come. But
Well, isn't that the definition of forgot about it?
I mean, we actually talk about it like all the time.
yeah?
We're like, oh, we should really do this next time. We
Yeah,
just forget.
exactly. Every time we
So-
see him.
Well,
Well, there you go.
the launch party continues.
At
and
some point we'll
eventually,
do that.
yeah, eventually you guys will get rid of them.
Yeah, we should work on that.
Yes.
So, we brought you on to talk about the new patch.
Hello.
And we got the game. As you can see, it's currently on your screen.
Yeah.
This is how the game normally looks. So let's go in and
Well,
just
this
start.
is actually all the gameplay, right? I mean, you push
Is this
buttons
it?
and the thing rotates. No,
That's all.
it's
like-
a dollar actually on
It's
your
like Super
on your
Mario
iPhone.
64 at the very start.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
this is the iPhone
do
version
Yeah.
right here?
This
Oh,
is
sick.
this is the iPhone version.
Nice.
If a million people will buy it, I'll make $1 million. I'll go home. Yeah, it'll be great.
Sounds good, dude.
That's the
Sounds
effort
good.
it takes.
Take
All right.
that, Angry Birds.
Oh, I actually like Angry Birds.
Yeah, I liked Angry Birds for a while.
Well, I had to borrow my friend's iPhone. Actually, I played Sword and Sorcery. That was amazing.
Oh, I never played it.
You should.
Okay.
That's, yeah. Let's chill out other games.
Other
Okay.
games.
No, Sword and Sorcery was really good. Okay, so here we go.
So, in this patch, what was like your just before we start talking about specifics? What was your overarching goal in the patch?
Well, so the real overarching goal is to make the European version playing against the US version online not crash.
Does that happen?
That's the thing, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Basically,
I remember they talked about that. Yeah.
apparently through testing, not one person at any of the testing groups that we paid, including Microsoft and Sony, ever actually played the European version against the American version. Because if you do that, it crashes straight up. Like there isn't even, I mean, you can't fight. So the reason we can do this patch at all.
Wait, it's kind of like when a Rolento knife hits a projectile.
Yeah, a little
right?
bit.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Right.
Sure.
That was another idea. Anyway, that'd be cool. It'd be an interesting idea for a super. Like, have some guy pull out a knife and a fireball and stab it with the knife and get, like, Zawardo.
Do it.
All right.
In your next game, yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably get us sued.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out too well.
Anyway, so, the real reason for this patch is simply to fix that. The other things, the major things that we're working on that I won't be able to demonstrate to anybody are 360 loading times. Well, I mean, I guess I can kind of demonstrate that because this is the 360 version. PS3 matchmaking, not stranding you in nobody playing you territory at higher tiers and lower tiers, and the hitbox showing up when you tag,
Hey,
which I can actually show you. I can show them.
I want to mention something on the stream right now. A lot of people are saying the video is very, very laggy right now. And the reason for that is because I'm loading up the Mike Z7 video. Remember, it's that problem again. So I'm loading up that video at the same time we're talking. So we're going to be moving all choppy for a little bit until it finishes loading.
Is it almost finished loading, do you know?
That's actually how real life works. We're moving at about 10
No,
frames
we've
a
got a
second in
long
real
way.
life.
We got a ways to go.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Is it that important?
To watch Mike Z get bodied?
Yeah.
Well,
it's
could you load it up later? I mean, is there a...
It's just a question of, it has to load at
all
some
right,
point.
you know, we only have an hour. I think we can spend the whole time going over the patch. Let's just do it.
Okay, you can buffer it in between the shows if you want.
Well, there is no 2 shows.
Oh, it's
one
only
show
one show?
today.
Oh, that's right, it's Tuesday,
Yes.
yes. Okay,
exactly.
well then forget it.
All right, screw that.
I'll still analyze
let's
it if
go.
you
Let's
guys
go in.
want to.
Let's start doing this thing.
All right, go for it.
So, let's, well, I'm gonna do this in training, and actually this is for you, James.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
In a moment. See, look at that. The loading time is shorter. Isn't that great?
That was shorter.
Yeah, it's shorter. Loading time is shorter.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Anyway, this is training mode. You don't get to do anything. Oh, yeah. I may as well mention this. Where's select on this thing? There it is.
Over there.
So I may as well mention this one, which is, look, we get button config for both players. That didn't happen in training mode previously.
Right.
And also, even if you move... Oh, sorry. That's right. Never mind. I'll actually explain that in the game because it makes more sense.
Okay.
So, let me pick some characters here. I'm going to pick one of these and one of those. And one of these and one of these and one of those. Alright,
Okay.
so, this is for James. James.
Okay.
When it loads up, do your air combo.
Okay. Oops.
Single tap.
This might take a while.
I keep hitting S because I'm so used to Marvel still. I'm still double tapping. I gotta stop. Okay, I can feel the difference.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
What's different?
So, for those of you at home, I will explain what I have done for my arthritic friend here. James was complaining for a really, 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 really long time, very, very loudly, because that's how James does everything.
Exactly.
Long and for... Never mind. Anyway, that he couldn't get the timing right for his air combo because it kept on changing by 1 or 2 frames and he wasn't used to that. So he was insisting that in all of the older games they did a thing where they let you hit the button early and you would still get the move that comes out. I have tried that in all of the old Capcom games in MAME. It is not true in any of them. However, it is now true in Skullgirls.
Right.
If you have up to 5 frames before your move connects, only in a chain. So like doing links and stuff is not any easier, but you can hit the button way early before the hit stop in a chain, and you will still get the next move that comes out.
Yeah, I can actually hear the difference between when he presses the button and when the move comes out.
Yeah.
It feels a lot better now. Now the explanation that you gave was that a lot of the weak attacks were much slower than other games,
Because
right?
what this does, okay, so for a weak attack specifically, in this game, weak attacks are somewhere between 5 and 7 frames generally. In Marvel, or in X-Men or whatever else, they are between 1 and 3 frames for most people. So what this change actually lets you do is hit the next button 3 frames after you've hit weak, and it'll still come out, which means you can hit it with Marvel timing even though it is a slower attack.
Right, gotcha. Yeah, it feels very different right now. I mean, it feels like a world of difference. Because that's the same timing that I would use all the time, like that, and it wouldn't work before.
Well, ta-da!
Now it works, so yes.
Alright, cool. So easier on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Chen's complaining accomplished something.
Alright,
good.
awesome. Cool.
Just
never
quickly
done
go
so
over
before.
like the major non-gameplay patch changes,
Sure.
I guess. unplugging a controller after a match takes you immediately back to
Oh
controller.
no,
that's
this
sick.
is that's tournament mode.
Oh, that's tournament mode
so
only.
I'll give you a tournament mode
okay.
walkthrough. But actually,
Fine.
I picked the teams in here to show you the other glitch.
Okay, fine.
Or to show you the other fix. So let me
Yeah.
do that.
Sure.
Which team am I? I'm first player, so I want to go like this. All right. Normally, Sarabella would be hitboxes there.
Right, that's true.
So that's the fix for the hitboxes.
Interesting.
Is
Just kind of the blurry.
yeah, you become 8-bit for a small amount of
right,
time.
right. Yeah, look at that. Okay.
I mean, interesting. I mean, do you just have like a? That's really interesting how that works. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so basically, if you would be hitboxes, you're now 8-bit, which is enough playable that it doesn't matter.
Right.
This is how streaming is normally done in games. They have a crappy version of the thing around all the time,
Okay.
and then when the real thing loads in, they show you the real thing instead, which is why you'll see like flat trees and FPSs sometimes and all that.
Right.
So this is the fighting game equivalent of flat trees, is 8-bit characters, because you can't predict what frame it's going to be. So you have to keep around all the frames that could possibly not be there. But anyway, so we do that.
Okay.
And I guess I can try it with a different character like Fortune. Oh no, I hit Peacock too early. Anyway, the reason I did it with Fortune and Sarabelle is they're the two biggest. So they're the ones who
really?
take the longest to load, so it makes the most sense to actually do that.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's that.
Okay.
And oh yeah, so two things. Exit game no longer quits the game because I just picked it.
Yay.
And menus wrap.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, I know. All these things that are not important to the game at all. So I hit up, I go to the bottom. I know.
Usability.
Alright, so we'll go back to the main menu,
All right.
and I'll pick tournament mode, which we probably won't actually want to do most of this demonstration in because you can't turn on sparring mode in it. But anyway, so versus tournament mode, which isn't
Right.
called the right thing, but that's fine. So you pick your side. When you go in, after it loads, it automatically puts you to button config.
I like it.
So you configure your buttons. Oh yeah, and I fixed the thing in button config,
Yeah.
which was globally on all menus, if you're holding down a button, it doesn't take other input to prevent like being able to hit OK and cancel at the same time or whatever. So that was actually true, I think only on 360 in button config. So if I hit X and then I was holding down X and I hit Y, I wouldn't get an input for Y. So you actually had to do your button config slightly slowly. But now I can hold down X and Y and RB.
So you can literally like piano your
Yeah,
fingers
so you can
across.
literally just go like that. And if you hit them in the right order,
That's funny. Yeah. How
then
about
you're
that?
done.
Okay.
Which
Nice,
is one of those
nice,
things
nice.
that you don't really think makes a difference, but it does.
Yeah.
Another thing,
Usability.
another usability thing. So before, hit X. So before, normally if you haven't done anything and I close my button config, yours also closes. When you hit X there, that counts. That's technically not doing anything because you haven't changed anything. So in the version that's out now, if I hit start, your thing also goes away.
Right.
Which I actually noticed last Wednesday because the stick I was using had, I think, medium kick and hard kick were backwards or different. So I would be doing mine and it would be the same, and the other guy would be done and close it, and I wouldn't have actually gotten to finish my buttons.
Right.
So now your thing will stay open even if you haven't
Gotcha.
made any changes or anything like
Wow,
that.
so you just noticed
Oh,
this
and you
on
can always-
Wednesday and you fixed it already. Nice.
And you
Look
can
at
actually
that. Look
you
at
can
that.
actually hit start to close it or select.
Right. Yeah. I just was doing
But
it.
yeah. So anyway, that's there. Oh yeah, so pick stuff because it doesn't matter since we're just doing a tournament mode demonstration anyway. I'm actually going to pick. Oh, you have more than one person? Okay, good.
Yeah. I was just gonna.
Because it's faster to
Now,
kill one.
you said one thing in the patch notes. Do you mind if I ask right away? You said that you've given characters more matching, like more assist matching, I think it was that you called it?
Matching.
Or what was it called? Like,
Leniency?
Yeah. I mean, there's extra leniency. I know when you're making the assist now, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
So there are a
okay.
couple of things that I did to the custom assist screen itself.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I should have picked
Excelabella. It's alright, but so there's something else that I did, which is hit me, like hard punch. Oh, I totally don't have any assists. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with medium
Do
kick.
you want this one?
No, it's alright. Well, I can just like do both. But anyway,
Okay.
so I hit you with medium kick, and then before you're done, I call the assist, and it still comes out. So like same thing. I super jump. If you hit the buttons before you land, they'll still come out. Marvel 2 actually had 8 frames of leniency. I think
yeah?
it was 8. I couldn't reach Magneto because he's off in his cave somewhere. But they either had 8 or 10 frames of leniency where after you hit the button, this command was still valid.
Right,
So now we
right.
have 8. So you
It's
can
all
hit.
about leniency.
Yeah.
See?
Oh yeah. So as far as actual tournament mode goes, something else is it always uses default rounds in time. So even if you've changed them in the options menu, it'll always use them.
But can you change the rounds in time in tournament mode?
Nope.
Okay.
So if you want to play a non-standard tournament, you can
do it. Just
still
not
do
in,
it, just
okay,
not in tournament mode. Mostly because a lot of the stuff that we did in tournament mode we can do without UI changes, which is one of the reasons we did it. Actually, I can demonstrate something else while we're in here. Call one of your assists and back off. Well, that was an awesome combo. But anyway, that's way more damage than I would have done in the other version.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Extra
So
damage.
assists take 20% now instead of 6%.
Additional.
Additional, yes.
Extra, right.
Oh yeah, so the reason I had you be multiple characters... Oh, and I can show you this one too. Oh, nope, I screwed up.
Wait,
Anyway.
why are you still hitting the character?
You can do that.
can do that.
Oh,
When
okay,
you kill the point character, you can do that. However, in this version... Let's see if I can actually get this. Come on, point character.
Come on, Mike Z. Nope.
Oh yeah, there we go. So first of all,
Oh.
if I infinite the point character, they immediately become invincible.
Oh, they do. Okay.
And time stops while the point character is dead.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So you can hit the point character
funny.
for a while to get meter,
really
but that's
smart.
it.
That's smart.
Um,
And I guess now the infinite protection shows up earlier.
well, yeah, but
Right.
that combo, it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, yeah, no.
But yeah, we'll get to that. So, the other stuff about tournament mode, I guess before you die I should do this. Sparring mode doesn't actually do itself, so you're not going to screw that up accidentally.
Right.
And you don't get achievements. I mean, I guess I could demonstrate that by doing 100 air dash cancels, but you don't really want to see that.
Nope.
So you don't get achievements, so there won't be any of those hitches. And the thing that you mentioned before, which is, at the end of the round, you want to unplug a stick?
Stomp.
Yeah,
Unplug
no
it,
problem.
Yeah, unplug a stick. When you unplug a controller, it automatically goes back to the controller selection screen.
Oh, that's so good.
It doesn't do it in the middle of a round because you don't want that to happen.
Right,
obviously.
right.
But see, the other nice thing about it going back to the controller selection screen is, plug it back in if you want to, is on this screen you can see if someone hasn't unplugged their wireless controller yet, because there will be more than 2 controllers listed.
Right.
So this serves a bunch of different purposes.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it.
Some
Hey,
other...
Do
Yeah?
you want to get to a break real quick?
Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet, so yeah, sure, let's take a quick break. We'll be back as soon as we possibly can with more Mike Z and Skullgirls.
Alright, hang on one second, guys. Alright, welcome back, everybody.
Hello
to
again.
Alright.
The whatever my name is show.
Yep, we came back so fast that I was still eating when we did it.
Oh,
Awesome.
boy.
No problem.
Alright, and actually we probably don't want to be in tournament mode for the rest of this.
Okay, fine.
Because you can't do sparring mode and keeping you alive is probably important.
Cool.
Yeah, so there have been other random usability changes. Oh yeah, one of the other ones is you also didn't get player 2 config here. So only player 1 could set their buttons, but now you can totally do your button setting also, which is, yeah.
So you guys actually just went through and did a lot of nice usability things right now.
We
which is
tried, yeah.
Really cool.
Sounds good.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's next? Stuff that's actually happened to things?
Yeah, let's talk
things,
about stuff.
things that have actually happened to stuff. Alright.
I'm not in.
This is training mode.
Duh, yeah.
Yeah, so I usually just start in the top row, but I
That's
guess I'll
fine,
start
dude.
with the characters that everybody was most interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about Peacock.
And you will totally be Sarabella. Oh yeah, so this was
Do
one.
it, yes.
It used to be that if you ended it forward like that, you would always get jazz hands
Right,
instead
yeah, I
of
know.
Excalibella.
That screwed me up
So
a
you
lot.
had to end at the diagonal,
Right.
right? You'd always get diamond drop. But now I fixed it so Excalibella is higher priority, so you
Oh,
don't have to
nice,
be as
nice,
nice to
nice.
for the inputs
Gotcha,
there.
gotcha.
Solid.
I'm assuming you've played Valentine before at some point.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And Parasol, because I forgot to put her on my team. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So what do you want to display in particular here with the characters? that you picked?
This is stuff that's changed in general.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can start with the ones that everybody knew was going to happen.
Double assist.
Double assist. Well, yeah. Okay, so I can do that one first. I've actually changed that since the last time it was shown, so that's cool.
Really?
Yeah. So, let's see. Oh yeah, just so you know, white is invincible.
Right. Yeah.
See? So, if you can
okay.
see, she is no longer invincible when she comes in. So you can punch her out of the startup of H Hornet Bomber. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I may as well actually switch to double.
So does that make the medium one a better assist?
Nope, because alright, so the way it works now is H has 0 invincibility, goes really far, etc.
Okay.
Medium has invincibility through the startup, but not on any of the active frames, so it'll trade.
Gotcha.
Light has invincibility through the first couple of active frames, and I didn't change the size of the actual hits themselves because the move still has a lot of priority.
Okay.
So you can still use it to beat stuff out.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
And also, I put back the OTG period. So before, like in the previous patch version, it was
You can
techable
tech right
knockdown.
away.
Yeah, I've been trying to tech
So
here. I thought
it
I was
is
being
now
an idiot. Okay.
not well. You're also not holding
yeah,
the
well,
direction.
Yeah. You know, I was before.
Yeah. So it does have the OTG period. You can tell by the red bounce.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't knock you as high as it used to.
Gotcha.
So if you want to juggle with anything, you're gonna use up your OTG.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And on point, it makes it a little bit more difficult to combo off of
Yeah,
it
it's-
without using your OTG up.
It's kind of funny because, like, right when I read the notes at first, you said you took them both away. I was gonna ask you right now, don't you think that was a little bit overdoing it? And
Well,
you put it back. So
One
it's
of the
kinda
reasons I
cool.
wanted to take it, or I wanted to do something to the end of it, is because it actually puts you in the air before you even land for 30 frames.
Gotcha.
And especially with Peacock specifically, it was really easy to hit confirm a super off of it without using up your OTG.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So it's a
Okay.
little bit more
Okay.
difficult to hit confirm your super without using up your OTG.
Okay.
I don't much mind the getting OTG period.
Right.
But anyway,
So did you think that this needed to be changed?
in general,
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah. So why are you changing it?
I am, well, various reasons. One of them is employment. Just kidding. One of them is because actually these changes don't make it horribly worse at a high level, but they do help when people are new. So I don't have much of a
Gotcha.
problem with
Right,
that.
right,
Like
right. Okay.
making, I mean, I left the trajectory completely alone.
Yeah.
I left the block stun and all that stuff completely alone. So it's still a good get off me if you're at mid range. It's just not a DP when you're up close.
And it's also still really good to help you get in, right? You
Yes.
can use it for pressure.
You can use it.
still.
You can use it for pressure. She's still as big as she was.
Right.
I mean, everything else is still the same about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you hit me out of it.
No, I was just actually testing
Oh,
the
the leniency?
window thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So now you can do that. For it's true for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's so
Um,
nice now.
Yeah. So there's
So
that.
nice.
Okay.
Anyway, so the other thing is you can still with taking away the OTG, you actually didn't get car all the time, which I didn't want to do.
Oh, right,
So
right.
now the OTG period or the time you spend in the air is less, which
Right.
means you still get the car, but not if you've OTG'd them previously.
Gotcha.
Because it used to
Gotcha.
be like you could just end your combo with that, and it would put them in the air, and you
Yeah.
get car all the time, even if you'd already OTG'd, but now you don't.
No, it's just for those people who aren't as familiar with Skullgirls. That move used to be invincible the entire way through, pretty much.
Well, the hard one was invincible till like there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
but the other thing is the hit is gigantic, so it has
Yeah.
a lot of priority.
Right.
I left that
Right.
because the problem with it was when you got in on the person who had it, it was also a DP, right? It was a get off me that they couldn't beat,
Right.
and that's at low levels. That's a really big deal. So we fixed that, but I left most of the rest of the move alone so that it's still a useful move for people to have. I mean, like you can still use the light one as a reversal,
Right.
if you need people to get off of you. Oh, I
and
shortened.
it's still, and it's basically probably if you want it for a defensive assist,
Yep.
the light one's gonna be the
Yes,
best.
and
one to
actually I
use.
saw a lot of people using the light one. Like Philia works really well with the light one
Ooh,
because
okay,
it's active for a really long time. So it's worse for the things that it needed to be worse for in people's opinions, but not worse overall, and definitely not worse as a point character thing.
Okay.
Like you still have one that you can use if you need a DP.
Right,
Okay,
right.
fine.
The other thing that I changed is I shortened the cancel period at the end because that was a mistake. So it used to be the entire time she was sliding
Yeah.
on it, you could cancel into a super at any point during that.
Right.
Now, you can't. You actually have to do it right when she
When
hits
it
the floor.
Okay.
It's not quite as tight as like Sarabella's elbow.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like 5 or 6 frames as opposed to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But if you miss that period, you can't keep yourself as safe. So
Okay.
it used to be like you do it and then
Right.
like, they landed, I'm totally gonna do cat
Right,
heads.
right.
Now you have to do it on purpose at the time.
Okay.
Right? That was about the latest that I could possibly get it.
Right.
So that changed. As far as... I actually don't mind it a whole lot, he says with a pained tone of voice. I probably wouldn't have done it, but in terms of nerfing the usability, like when you're actually out on Peacock, you know, when you're at full screen, nothing really changed.
Okay.
It's just when you get close, she can't use it to completely get you off of her anymore.
Right.
So did you change anything else about double?
Yeah. Some small things. So I'm trying to remember what they are.
There's a
Oh yeah.
code, right? A code for level 3 or...
Oh yeah. Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So first of all, her second medium kick only is slower than it used to be because it was actually a really easy hit confirm and it still comboed. Like you could wait the whole time and that would still combo. Now it doesn't. I shortened the hit stun on that by 1 frame, which makes it not combo into hard punch anymore.
Yeah.
But since you have 2, you can still combo into hard
Okay.
punch. And her launcher is 3 frames slower because it was actually 3 frames faster than Misfortune's was and wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
But that actually doesn't affect anything because it still combos off of everything it used to combo off of, including the shorter hit stun on that and light kick. And nobody does raw launcher, so
Yeah.
yeah. As far as other stuff goes, her level 3, let's do some training options messing with here, like put you at some low health and allow you to die.
Okay.
So her level 3, oh, and because people were wondering about the invincibility, so I guess I'll cover that really fast. The actual level 3 is still invincible, as you can see by the fact that it's white. The invincibility that I got rid of, I guess I'll leave it on,
Yeah.
was she used to be invincible during the move, like with all of these, the entire time. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So now you can.
Oh, when does that come up? Like if there happens to be like a...
If you hit the assist,
assist,
or you
right?
hit like Lenny or somebody with it, then
Gotcha.
she would do 3 or 4 hits of it and you couldn't do anything about it, and if you
Okay.
tried, you got sucked in and that was it.
Okay.
So that's the change. There's a slight bit more recovery on it if you miss, I think 5 frames.
Okay.
And so I sped it up, as you just saw.
Right.
Right?
Which is good with me.
Yeah, which is nice. And it won't kill you till it gets to the last hit, which is why I put death on.
Right.
Right? And it sends you the other way as opposed to with her, so you don't get a
yeah.
full OTG combo follow-up off of a raw level 3 for no reason. It still does decent damage. I lowered the damage a little bit because actually most level 3s do somewhere between 52 and 5500. Doubles did like 71 or 68 or something,
Okay.
depending on what you had done before it. But it was ridiculously better than everybody else's, so now it isn't. Because also all the damage came in the end, so it didn't get scaled very much because that hit was already large because the super itself incurs lots of damage scaling. Anyway, so yeah, that got changed. I guess I can put you back on. Oh, well, you have Valentine, so bring in Valentine for a second.
Which one is she?
Middle.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so that's it for double. Like, I didn't touch anything else.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I lied. You also don't get any meter while you're doing cat heads. Like, it used to be a third. However, there were things that you could do that included assist that allowed you to build a whole level during it. I don't think anybody actually found those because it also had to be the first level of your super bar and you had to do some pretty specific stuff. But it was kind of dumb.
Oh, because you could build meter by whiffing? Is that why?
Yeah,
the
because
only
level one lets you build meter by whiffing, which means,
Right.
and that meter is not scaled by your combo,
Right.
which meant if you did certain other things while you had them on, you could build an entire meter back
And then activate
and
it
then
again,
get it
and
again.
keep doing
And
it.
I don't think anybody was using that yet, but it still makes her effective if you have lots of levels and you get meter back as soon as they decide to leave. But yeah.
It was almost like
right.
it was
Oh.
almost like a strider.
Well, no, I left the little life on for a reason. So,
Okay.
and actually, I'm fortunate, which is also good. So do flatline, fireball kicks.
Yeah. Cool. Doesn't hit the head.
Yeah, so it doesn't hit the head.
Sweet.
It doesn't hit assists. However, it's not that it doesn't hit them; it's that they don't
Well-
exist to it at all.
Yeah.
So,
So, it
like-
doesn't get hit either.
No, I mean like if I call an assist and you do the super, the assist will hit you out of it.
Oh, okay, fine.
But if you're doing a combo on both, it'll drop the assist every time.
So, I mean, what was the problem with it hitting both characters?
The problem wasn't for hitting. Okay, so first of all, it wasn't a problem. It was the way it was supposed to work.
Okay.
However, I'm also okay with it working this way because you can't use it for happy birthdays, which you used to be able to. If you hit things at different spots, like that were far away from each other, it would stop if it was hitting the assist.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't want to make it hit both on purpose, and I don't want to make it, or I would be fine leaving it the way that it just was, but I don't mind this a whole bunch, and I can't even see the stream chat, but I'm guessing people are bitching about me catering to complaints. This one was actually not because of a complaint.
Okay.
This one is because I'm also okay with it working this way, so I want to see which one makes more sense.
Okay.
You could actually do interesting things with it before if you positioned the two characters properly, because you could hit both. So now you can't at all. And anyone who like knew what they were doing would dodge the assist with it anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually change that very much, except for people who weren't paying attention. Anyway, so I guess we can do the rest of Valentine's in a second, but that was a useful thing to have out. So this is important.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Nom always goes full screen away from you and always goes away from the nearest screen edge. Now come back over here. See?
Okay.
So wherever you are on screen, it'll always go away from the nearest edge.
I mean, you were just worried about on loops?
Yeah, this is for nom loops specifically. However, I guess you don't have to be dead anymore. Nope. Alright, so one of the cool things about this is actually, since it always goes behind you, you pretty much, if you hit them with nom, you can always get, well, I'm really good with misfortune, as you can see. Oh, pretend that worked. Pretend it worked. Because I'm really good at this game. Come on, me.
Come on, you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at it. You can always get follow-ups because it's always behind you. Yeah. Anyway, this is me being awful with misfortune. So, other stuff that changed for her, the Rekka timing is slightly easier.
Oh yeah?
Because people were complaining about not being able to do it, so now you can pretty much do it as fast as you want and you'll always get it.
Sweet.
Right.
Oh, sweet.
It depends on strength, obviously, like the hard punch one you can't do quite that fast because they're really slow, but you can do them way before they connect now and they'll still come out.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I guess I'll call it back for this. So, 1, 2, whoops. Come on, me. Right, I can still do that, cancel it into that one. I can't cancel it into recall anymore. Because that actually was also a mistake, because the state is the same state for both. Like, basically, the thing that makes the decision for whether it's recall or not is after the point at which you do the move. So what I was actually intending for her to be able to do was this, in case people were going to punish your Rekka, because that's invincible.
Yeah.
I was not intending for this. Well,
To be
the
able to
thing
call
that's not
that
there
back.
anymore.
Right, yeah.
And also, when you do certain loops with her, you actually can use that, or could use that to continue to combo off of it. You can still continue to combo off of it if you use the light one. Right, except for I'm awful, so you can do that.
Right.
I mean, promise me you can.
Yeah, I believe it.
But it made it extremely easy if you did it the other way. I'm fairly sure people had already noticed that. Let's see. I don't think anything else major changed about her. I did not yet fix the alpha counter glitch where if you choose hard punch and you alpha counter with your head off, she comes in and does a hard punch with her head on.
Oh really? I didn't know
Yeah.
about that.
It doesn't do anything because it doesn't like make another head, but it's there.
Okay.
I'll probably fix
So
it
it's just
eventually.
a graphical glitch,
Yeah,
basically,
it's
right?
just but I'll probably fix it eventually. But you know,
Oh yeah?
it
So that
exists.
implies that there's going to be another patch coming up at some point?
No, I mean, it means I'll probably try to fix it before this one comes out.
Fine.
Eventually
Nice.
doesn't mean in the future.
Nice try, Dylan.
And actually, I may as well address that since you asked.
Yeah.
There have been people that are like, wow, you're changing a lot of shit with this patch. I don't know if I can curse, but I just did.
It's fine.
You're
Go
changing
ahead.
a lot of stuff with this patch. That means this game is going to change every 5 minutes. This patch is pretty much, we get to do it because the European-US problem is happening. So I am attempting to address the direction that I see that the game is going.
Okay.
After this, I don't want to do anything else to it.
Okay, cool.
So,
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, month 1 problems, like actual problems with the game, like crashes and things,
Yeah.
I'm very happy to fix.
Cool.
Oh, you have Sarabella.
Yeah.
So, I actually
Wanted to snap back, right?
didn't mean to tag because I'm just that awesome. Do a Battletoads run. I mean, with hard kick.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh wait, though.
Yeah. So that's fixed.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and a bunch of like the DHC glitch is fixed, where if player 2 DHC'd at the same exact frame that player 1 did a super flash, player 2's character would never land, and that would be it.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, that's like up in a couple places, but anyway, that's fixed. The Valentine Philia DHC that somebody showed me on Sunday, I think, is fixed. Like, that stuff's all taken care of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so Peacock.
Yeah.
As long as we're on to other stuff.
Yeah.
So Peacock actually didn't get very much changed, except those of you who play her may notice that I'm getting a lot less meter for hitting with this and this. Because actually, this is another one of those things that I overlooked, but each part of this gave you the full meter for whiffing with a special move that every other special move did. Now they each give you a third of the meter for whiffing for a special move, so you get the correct amount of meter for that.
Okay.
The only actual change to her, I mean, that's a change, I guess, but it's more of like a, oh, well, oops.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the things that made her really good, because 3 of these gave you a full meter, which was not intended. Now it's like 6 or 7, and I mean, you have assists and stuff in there too. But if you're charging an item drop, she builds a third the amount of meter she normally would.
Huh. Interesting. Why? What was the impetus for that change?
Same thing. To have her not be able to build up 5 levels while using supers.
Gotcha.
Her zoning is still as effective. Nothing else got changed. Actually, the input window on low level 3 is a little bit more lenient than it used to be.
What about her teleport?
Yeah, that's what I want to ask about.
So her teleport, her actual teleport, for those of you who play her, it ends up closer to the other person than it used to, which is actually inside her throw range, but also inside their throw range.
Right.
It's also in, well, you were in the corner, but it's also in medium kick range on purpose. It is 4 frames slower than it used to be if you do this. It is 0 frames slower if you did the fake one.
So why? I guess you've nerfed Peacock basically. I didn't think that she was that great.
Okay.
So
again, most of this comes from stuff that I've noticed, which is the fact that when she's doing nothing, like she's just doing normal stuff, she gets 5 levels even when she's spending meter, which other characters didn't, which was the reason for most of the other stuff. The change to the teleport is specifically because you probably didn't notice, but the startup is that much faster, so the total time for the teleport is the same length, but more of it is vulnerable.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay. Alright, I guess I can't be too mad about that.
So yeah, it's mostly making the end of it more vulnerable, and if you have one of those, it doesn't affect anything.
Right. So in other words, it just makes it so that if you're predicting it, it's easier to punish.
Yes.
But if you're trying to react to it, you have the same amount of time to react to it.
If you hit the button too late, it's still too late.
Right.
And she also gets to super cancel at the end of it, which she didn't. So in addition to it being slightly more vulnerable, you have an option if you want to commit.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And like the item drop thing was actually specifically because when you get to level 2 item drop, or sorry, when you get to level 3, or you're almost at level 3, she gets to pressure you for free, because if she lets it go and you get hit, that's pretty much it for you. So the meter thing was mostly to prevent the ability to build somewhere between a half and a 3/4 of a bar in that spot.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. Like, not a whole lot changed. Mostly, like, her speed is still the same. All of her zoning is still just as good. The bombs still do all the same thing.
Yeah.
No other limitations.
Okay. Cool. So the window for canceling in level 3, you said is bigger?
Yeah, the window for this is bigger. You can do it way earlier
like,
than you used to be able to.
Oh, earlier. It's not later.
It's something like 3 frames later, but it's actually because it ended up being only like 15 frames when it was supposed to be 30. Like, you were supposed to just be able to like do that, which you can now do.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't want to make it any more confirmable, because you've already, by the time you do it, you're already well past the tech period. So I want you to have like wanted to do it initially.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's slightly easier to not miss anymore.
Okay, cool.
Good.
All right. Well, let's take another really quick break.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll be back with the rest of the cast. By the way, I just want to finish this out. Like, I don't care if we run up against cross counter. Is that cool?
Sure, that's fine.
Rad. We're just gonna finish it out. Whatever we need to do, we'll do.
Okay.
Be back in a bit. Hey, welcome back to the Tuesday show. We're talking about Skullgirls, Mike Z, and the patch. No, I'm actually not that mad about the nerfs. I don't know. I just was confused, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's a question you
Yeah.
want to ask about.
Yeah, basically,
right?
I just
you
wanted
want to find out what the reason is.
So yeah, I mean, I asked that people send me questions to make sure that I could ask, know what to ask this dude. And
why are you nerfing people, man?
yeah, no, I got a lot of questions.
Somebody
like
asked about that, I bet, because
What?
that's
Which
what
one?
people used it for. This. Right. The timing is more strict. But yes, you can still do that.
Okay. Sweet.
And also that thing hits on a duck. That didn't used to work.
Yeah.
Huh.
So now it works. But yeah, you can still do that.
Okay, cool.
So I actually made sure that most of the stuff that people were doing off of Hornet Bomber still works if you catch them within the period where they're actually getting hit. But if you delay it too late, it's much easier to miss and have to use up your OTG with
Okay.
whatever. So anyway, go ahead with your what the hell.
No, I just wanted to explain that I got a bunch of questions about specifically Peacock, and people thought that she either got nerfed or like didn't get buffed even. So
Well, okay.
I don't know. That was the question that people sent me. So I just wanted to make sure that I got that in there. That was all.
Well, that's pretty much it. And mostly it was correcting things that should have been the other way in the first place.
Okay.
Like I didn't have much of a problem with how she worked, even with Hornet Bomber. So she's mostly the same.
Okay.
Um.
All right. So
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So random other bug fixes. That thing now does the right amount of damage as an assist. It didn't used to.
Oh really? I
Yeah,
didn't even notice.
it did half. I actually didn't notice either, which is why it still did half. Not like anybody uses it except for me. But
Yeah, I don't use it.
So in terms of Sarabella, jump back. Well. Oh, are you just holding it?
I was just holding
Okay.
it.
Well, hold up back.
I was.
Oh, okay. Well, good then. So that didn't used to hit people from that range. The horizontal range on this thing has been increased by 7.5 pixels.
Yes.
And yes, I can do a half
pixel
because the source art is at twice the resolution. So if I increase it by 15, it goes up by 7.5.
Gotcha.
That's
Anyway,
So
the range is now big enough that it catches people jumping back from that distance where it
Sick.
used to miss by like 3 pixels.
So,
Right.
I mean, what's the reason for that? I mean, was it just too hard to connect with that? or?
Yeah, in a lot of situations where you wanted to use it, when you wanted to force people to guess, it didn't work. However, I've also removed the option select where you could cancel that thing into a super.
Okay. That was pretty stupid.
Now you can't.
I use that all the time.
Yeah. Thank you, Ratio 4 Sarabella, for continually reminding me to do that until I actually did it. So I did it. She has also received a damage nerf. Most of her heavy normals went down between 25 and 75 damage. So if you do standard combos, you will get somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 less.
Okay.
There was more things than that, but I don't remember what the heck they were. Oh yeah, this thing, her jumping medium punch now knocks you down further than it used to, so that actually doesn't work anymore. Right, but it's only on the chained into one, so you can still do that just fine because that's cool.
Okay.
And because that allows you to use command throws, which
Yeah,
is the point
I
of the
do that all
character.
the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But she had a bunch of really long things that you could do in the corner. And actually, the reason for the jumping medium punch change is very specific, which is you can still do things with hard punch and then catch with light punch and continue. I mean, I'm not, awesome at them, but like this type of stuff. Right, you can still do that. However, she could extend it by an additional 2 loops by doing medium punch, medium kick, and then crouching medium punch or standing medium punch, which you hadn't used yet in your juggles because you can do light kick hard punch or light punch hard punch. So she could do 1, 2, 3, 4 and continue and get another rep out of it, and then she could do 1, 2 with short instead, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then standing medium kick. That was more reps than anyone else got off of anything, and she did more damage than everybody else.
Right,
so
right. Okay.
to not mess with the command throw combo. That was all I did.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, she did get damage nerf, like you people at home with the real game can compare, but stuff does less. This still does the same amount. Everything else got touched.
Okay.
Except for I think her weeks. But yeah, so there's that. I think that's all for Sarabella. For Parasol, her tier explosions now scale properly
Right.
with both ratio and combo, which is actually good if you're on a 3-person team against another 3-person team, or a 2-person team, or a solo, because they do more damage than they used to. 450 was the base number.
Right.
It is bad if you're a single Parasol and wanted to do really long combos, because
Right.
that won't happen anymore. They also do 3 frames less block stun on the explosion only, because from about this range, you had something like, well, if you blocked,
Okay.
you had something like 1 or 2 frames to get out of that, and if they had the right assist, you could pretty much keep that up forever. And you could even dash if they push block. Like, it was basically spiral trap.
Gotcha.
But so that's taken care of. Something worth noting is that since I added the button thing, you actually get more time to charge,
The button
because
thing?
you can hit buttons early.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
because
Gotcha,
you can
gotcha.
do like kick, hard kick really quickly, and you can start charging as soon as you
Right,
hit the
right,
hard kick.
right.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
where, for example, I don't think you could do this before, because you had to be holding back, and
Right,
you wouldn't get the
right.
back hard kick. So,
Yeah. Okay.
you know, now you can
All right.
that
Interesting.
stuff.
Cool.
Now, I mean, are you worried that that's gonna create new combos that are too good, or?
Not really. I mean, you're still limited by the same thing.
Okay.
Like, the problem, or the thing that yeah, it's a problem, whatever. The thing that I noticed about the way the game was going even in month 1 is it was becoming extremely one-playery if the other
Yeah,
person wanted you
for
to be
sure.
one-playery.
Yeah.
So the change that I didn't get to yet, but is designed
Yeah,
to make it
yeah.
less one-playery. Yeah. So I think actually that's it for Parasol.
Okay.
Not a whole lot else needed getting touched, so nothing
you're-
else got touched.
Yeah. I mean, rad. You're cool with Pillar, or I should say, whoever wasn't cool with Butt Slam was cool with Pillar.
Pillar was the thing that people didn't complain about because they complained about Butt Slam, but Pillar also doesn't hit you from back here,
Yeah.
Right.
and doesn't do 3 hits of chip, and doesn't,
Right.
etc.,
And you
etc.
still have to use up your OTG most of the time when you.
If you're far enough away, you do have to use up your
Right,
OTG.
right,
Like,
right.
the thing is, if Butt Slam went this far, then it would be Pillar, so I wouldn't mind. But it had, like, the thing with Butt Slam and the reason why it ended up as good as it did was because it hit you from full screen, so you could use it far out. It went pretty high up at a good distance, which meant that it was very hard to get over unless you were actually attempting to get over it on purpose. And it was also a DP at close range. So one of those things should probably go, and it has. I picked the one that was a mistake in the first place. Like I said, I don't think it ended up super dumb, but
Okay.
I also don't think it's super bad now that it doesn't have invincibility.
Yeah. Like I'm cool with it.
Oh, and I fixed random other IPS stuff, like the combo that I'm probably not going to be able to do anymore. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, you used to be able to do that if you got 1 frame links in there without triggering IPS, because it would not upgrade your combo stage until the move hit. That's all taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can't not do that anymore.
Okay.
Here, switch with me.
Yeah. You can take on Valentine.
Yeah.
So just to start out, when I did the throw, right? Throw into launcher into medium punch fierce dash medium punch fierce.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really good at this. Sorry.
Well, it's cool. The
Alright,
point is just
so
that-
anyway.
that second medium punch, yeah.
Yeah.
It activates IPS, and I remember talking with you about this when the game was very new, and you were like, yeah, like that wasn't really intended. Like,
No,
the-
it wasn't, because her throw puts, well, most people's throws actually
Yeah.
put you at 3 or 4 or 5.
Right.
Um,
I just wanted to see if it was still in.
no. I actually
So-
left the throws putting you at that high IPS stage on purpose, because on further evaluation, I didn't want to do something to it, like have it scale the combo by 50%, because I don't mind you getting the damage, but I'd rather it be shorter. So
Okay,
if I put it at, well, I mean, you asked for the rationale, so that's the rationale. The rationale is if I made it scale the combo by 50%, you could get the same damage that you get now by doing longer combos, but you're doing a longer combo. So I'd rather have you do something slightly shorter so that you get back to the other person can also play part.
I am definitely down with that.
But yeah. Oh, and I guess I should mention, I did go through everybody's throws and make sure that they leave you at an IPS stage I'm happy with. Everybody's tag now counts as part of IPS and puts you at the correct stage. Like Pain Wheels put you back to 1 no matter what you were doing. And DHCs all now put you at the correct stage, which is 4 or 5 generally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they didn't, some of them put you at 3 before, which didn't horribly matter because you were doing a ground series you'd never done before anyway, but just for consistency's sake, they do all the right stuff now. Let's see, aside from the flatliner change, which most people consider a plus, there's also this, which is, if I don't do anything to you, you're still poisoned for the same amount of time that you used to be, if you're running around or if you're blocking or whatever. Wrong one. But if I'm hitting you, then it wears off twice as fast. This is actually...
Is it based on the strength of the move that hits you?
No,
or is
it's
it,
just based on whether or not they're in
consistent?
hit stun.
Okay.
Yeah. Block stun is unaffected.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Don't know if
it's
it matters
unaffected,
yet.
but so the reason behind this and not doing something like you can't green poison more than once in a combo was because, like, the reason for most of these is for stuff that people haven't found. There is some really stupid stuff you can do with her in the corner with this.
Okay.
That gets you a repoison and some other really good stuff. I don't want to actually mention it because people can find it themselves. I think that one's actually up on Nico video somewhere.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it. All right.
But yeah, it's related to the fact that this hits. Like, walk at me. See?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that hits, which is, I didn't want to take away because if you're not paying attention, you get smacked by it. But that hit also gets extended by green poison, which allows you to combo off of it, which allows you to load poison without an assist. So anyway,
alright, I got you.
that's a thing.
Okay.
And that's why. Like, the thing that I really like about most of this stuff is I mention something and people go, he's changing it because people complained about it.
Yeah.
No, I mentioned the single thing that I'm touching because people complained about it. The rest of this is because of something that I've seen that can be really dumb if used in the right hands.
Okay.
And I don't mean really dumb in terms of, like, it's very good. I mean really dumb in terms of, like, you may as well just not play.
Okay.
However, so one of the other things that I did is her jumping hard punch knocks you up slightly higher when you're in the air.
Wait, do it? Do it again? Oh yeah, it totally does.
That is also to prevent something equally dumb that was a really interesting side effect of jumping hard punch that I didn't expect people to have. I'm not going to go into what they are, but you can look for them yourself.
Secrets!
Yeah, I know.
It does affect her combo slightly, like her jumping Iron Man loop. You can still do pretty much the same thing, you just have to time it better.
Wait, what's Iron Man loop? I never played Marvel 2.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that thing. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can, as seen here, you can still do basically the same thing, you just have to time it slightly differently. I tried to make sure that I changed it as little as possible while getting rid of the thing that I wanted to get rid of to not affect the whole rest of her.
Okay.
So we'll see whether I did that
Thanks
right.
for being specific there, you know? Also, you said her level 3, you could speed it up.
Oh yeah,
now, right?
so her level 3 also, so first of all, I sped it up generally. Oh man, I didn't fix the super shadows. Yeah, so I sped it up generally. You can't hear it, but like that's faster than it used to be.
Yeah, I can tell.
And also, if the Valentine player specifically holds the punch button, you can skip the cinematic part.
I like it.
Which means they get to not hold the punch button just to be jerks. But
it stops the clock too.
yes,
right?
That cinematic stops the clock. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter holding it or not. It doesn't actually do anything in terms of the match.
Okay.
Right.
There was something else, but I don't remember. Maybe there wasn't.
Oh
yeah, and she also benefits from the button tapping thing.
Oh yeah,
Because
that makes
the
sense.
button tapping thing actually makes it a lot easier to do a single hit of a multi-hit move
Right.
into
right,
another one.
Right.
Right.
So you can avoid.
So you can do that.
Hit stun deterioration a little bit easier too if you wanted to.
What are we playing?
I'm sorry, not damage scaling. Damage scaling is what I meant. Sorry.
It's alright.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I'm
I
never
had
coming
like
back.
I had like
I know,
3
yeah, he's
hours
offended.
of sleep last night, dude. So I'm totally gone right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
So that's it for Val.
Yeah. Oh well, general system change that I forgot about till you just knocked me down. Tripped me. So it used to be that forward tech had priority over back tech. So if you did both, do it again. Right. If I did both, I would always get forward, whichever one I had done last.
Okay.
Which meant like if
gotcha,
I was
gotcha.
trying to hit you with forward hard punch and you tripped
Right,
me,
right, right.
and then I wanted to back tech, I would forward tech anyway.
Right.
So now it's actually based on whatever you did last.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you very much to the person that noticed that. It was very nice of you to have noticed, and I probably never would have. There was also a bug where if you level 3'd Valentine out of her own counter super, she would lose 2 levels twice. Oh yeah, that too. Forgot about
I like
that.
it.
See?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cerebella's double jump is also 360 locked,
Yeah.
just like her regular jump is.
Right.
So if you're trying to do jump in 360s, like Ultra David apparently does all the time, now you won't get accidental double jumps.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, good for you there. Her 360 is also active for 1 less frame. Not that makes any difference because you always hit with the first one anyway, but it is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so there was some other, I forget. Oh, well, I have Painwheel and stuff too.
Cool.
So, what changed about Painwheel? Nothing.
Really?
There
Yeah.
was one move.
I was
right?
gonna do less damage scaling on this. Like, minimum damage scaling.
Okay.
Right? Because if you do like a whole thing into it, whoops. I'm really good at this, don't mind me. My life. Sorry. Oh well. Anyway, promise you that if you did a lot of hits into it, it scaled really, really badly.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I was gonna mess with that, except that it's still really good as a punish, and she's still a very good character overall.
Yeah.
So I decided not to.
Okay. That's cool.
Because you can still basically bring them back to the ground and do death crawl if you want to.
Okay.
You were gonna ask, was there? Oh yeah, well there was one. This. Right. So pinion dash used to be down down kick.
Yeah.
It is no longer down down kick. As you can see, I'm doing down down kick.
Okay.
It is down and lightning legs. It's 4 inputs in 35 frames, which is actually not that hard.
Yeah,
and
sounds
since you're
easy.
already mashing kicks anyway, it's easier to get the higher levels charged.
And you can mash multiple kicks.
Yeah, and you can mash multiple kicks, and you can hit punch to cancel.
How many does it take to get up to maximum?
I think 6.
Oh, that
Or
sounds
no, I'm
really-
sorry. It counts the ones you did at the beginning, though. Yeah,
I mean,
so
so
you
you
can
just
do
go-
this. Well, so you can do this. Just fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, or like even off hard punch, you can actually get max charge there. Except for I'm not good at it.
How many times did you say you had to hit the button?
I
4
think
times?
it's. Oh, to
Oh,
do
just-
it.
yeah, just to do
do
it.
it is 4.
Let me see it real quick. Let me try. Yeah, I just want to do like Honda stuff with that, right? So you can go.
Ooh.
Oh wow, I cancel even before it hit.
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha. Okay,
yeah, it's
okay.
4. It's not 5.
Right.
And to do it as a custom assist is down and 2 kicks because you obviously can't mash kicks on the
Right.
custom assist screen.
Oh.
It was very nice that somebody pointed that out because I probably would not have I probably would not have caught that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and as I said, you can cancel it with punch.
Oh yeah.
The cancel does not leave you at any kind of advantage, right?
No.
You
no
can combo off
miscancels.
of
Right.
yeah, you can combo off of down hard punch with it. Whoops. But you could do that with flight cancel anyway,
Right.
right? But you can't combo off like regular hard punch because
Right,
it's
right.
slow.
Yeah.
It just means you're not locked into the thing for the whole time.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I wanted to make sure that you wouldn't be able to do like missed cancel stuff with it.
Gotcha.
It's just if you screw up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it for Painwheel.
Sweet.
For Philia, the trajectory on her DP was changed slightly so that you don't get the Valentine. So if you do flatline DHC into
Yeah.
Dragon Punch,
Yeah.
it would miss Philia. It would hit her once and like knock her out of the back of it. That's been fixed.
But EKG is the same. It's just the
Yeah,
change
EKG is
to
the same. It's just the change specifically to the first hit of that.
Okay.
And that's it. Oh, well, okay, so you used to not be able to negative edge hairball in the air, and you also used to not be able to do it if you hit the buttons for the assist at the same time.
Right. Gotcha.
So now you can.
Okay.
Yeah, which actually made it really hard to like get in because like now it's a decent amount of pressure because you can do stuff like that.
Right. Okay, cool. And that's it for her?
Yeah, that's it for her.
Sweet.
This thing already has, 60 frames of recovery, so I didn't have to do anything to it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a slight bit more recovery on her air super, in terms of punishability, but for comboing after it, it won't matter.
Okay, cool.
And that's it. Aside from the things that we skipped in general.
Yeah, let's talk about the things in general.
So the first one that has nothing to do with what I'm actually showing you is that we improved online. Aside from PS3 matchmaking,
Yeah.
we fixed the fact that it slows down at high pings. So now you can play people at like 250 ping and you will get rollbacks, which
sweet.
people will complain about all new, except you won't get slowdown. Yes, people will complain about everything, but at least they're complaining about the correct thing at this point.
Right.
Special thank you to the Third Strike Online team for helping us with figuring out what the hell was wrong.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So for all of you who want to talk shit about Capcom, don't.
Sweet. That's really
Well,
cool.
at least US.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Whoa.
that's the next thing. So the next thing is that this is a general system change that affects you if you want to complain about it and doesn't affect you if you don't.
Or you're super happy about, like me.
Yeah, well, it depends. Half the people are really upset about it, half the people aren't.
Yeah.
Which is stand and crouch and command. Do I have parasol? I'm on the wrong team.
There you go.
Right. So like
It's-
that.
yes.
punches and stuff.
Stand and crouch and command normals now count as the same thing with respect to IPS. So, for example, actually my example is easier with Philia, so give me back Philia.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's cool.
For example, she used to be able to do drill loops. I mean, she can still do drill loops, but you used to be able to do this with a whole lot more buttons. So now, if I started off with crouching light kick, which I just did, and then I do standing light kick, they counted as the same thing, as opposed to getting 5 different reps.
Right.
Same thing with parasol. You used to be able to do light punch, blah blah, tear shot, crouching light punch, blah blah, tear shot, standing light kick, blah blah, tear shot, crouching light kick, blah blah, tear shot.
Stop fierce with Cerebella.
Run stop fierce. Yeah, run stop is still pretty much there, but it limits your options for your air combos afterwards. In general, this, despite what I'm sure people are saying in the stream chat right now without looking, which is it affects my character X more than everybody else. The answer to that is it doesn't actually affect anyone more than anyone else. Because they're all affected the same by the system. Whether or not your character was based on long combos currently doesn't actually take all that much damage away from you. I mean, I had Severin playing on the patch version at UCR yesterday, and it cost him something like 1500 damage. The difference is, it cost him that 1500 damage while taking 10 seconds off the combo.
Right.
Which is the thing that I actually care about.
Good, yeah.
I would very much like for this to be a 2-player game as opposed to a 1-player game as much as possible.
Yeah. And now this encourages more resets and the action's faster.
Yep.
Yeah, and people like me who have awful execution. Like, in fact, the last week, like before I got this announcement, I hadn't really played the game because I still have not taken the time to learn long combos. I just don't like doing that. And, cool, now I don't have to. Yay.
I'm gonna pick a brighter stage because they're all black characters.
Okay.
So anyway, that change is there. If you would like to complain about it, you certainly can because people are anyway. What I suggest, however, is since this is not a magic behind the scenes, hit stun deterioration is somehow different type change. Go see how much it actually affects you. Like, do the combo that you normally do, vary up the end of it, use some more launches, because the other thing with Parasol is if she sticks to, or if she does air combos, still get the same number of chains because that's a separate route. Right? If you don't just do ground loops, you can still do a decently long thing, you just can't do ground loops and then air combo series. So, look at how much it actually affects you, look at what it changes, and remember that it affects everybody else also. Right? So the people that are like, oh no, but Cerebella can still hit you into like 3/4 life. No, she can't because of the same thing. She still does decent damage, but again, she got a damage reduction slightly. But you
Right.
don't get to do air combo, light punch, air combo, crouch, light punch, air combo, light
Right.
kick, air combo, crouch, light kick,
Right.
or whatever, and then OTG continue. Like
Right.
you have to, she
That's
has
cool.
to shorten it also. So,
And
Yeah.
then the throws are
Oh.
additional frames of tech window.
yeah. Well, I mean, I can do this too, right?
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
So you can still do stuff, and I keep doing the wrong one.
Yeah.
Whoops. Right. You can still do stuff.
Yeah.
You just don't get as many repetitions of stuff.
Right.
For
Okay.
the most part, like Parasol still gets double tiered jump, hard punch, awesome things. Valentine still gets jumping loops because air normals didn't change.
Right.
For the most part, what it does is eliminate normal, some chain, crouching normal, same chain,
Right.
repetition, which
Right.
it does for every character.
Wait, so excuse me. It's just grounded
Yes.
buttons that are the same. Okay,
Standing-
all right. I thought that air was.
Well, air, I mean, you don't have any choice in the air. You have a jumping
Well,
weak
there's
punch,
some
right?
directional moves, right? Like, for example, Parasol's stomp, right?
Directional still counts as the same thing.
Oh,
So stomp still counts as medium kick. However, since you can chain them into each other, it doesn't really matter all that much.
Gotcha. So there is a change in the air combo then,
Yes.
right? Okay. Gotcha.
Have we got anyone with command? Well, you have Parasol.
What am I doing?
Here.
Do you want?
Sure. Parasol. Alright, so. Right.
Right.
That's the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that's it. And I mean, this is obviously jumping light kick, but
Right.
like, normally you're doing a ground combo after that anyway. Anyway. So, in terms of the average damage that people do, they all go down by somewhere around 1500 per combo, but if you reset or if you pressure people appropriately,
Yeah.
you can still kill them just as fast. It's just that they're also playing, which
Cool.
matters to me.
Yeah, me too. I'm really happy about that.
You and I are probably in the minority at this point. But anyway, so that's there. Oh yeah,
That's cool.
and right, because I can charge earlier, so I can do
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
Which actually makes her kind of neat.
That is pretty cool actually.
Let's see. Oh, the throw tech time is slightly longer.
Right.
You probably won't notice it. But
It's 3 frames.
it's 3 frames. So it used to be 6 total.
Yeah.
Now it's 9 total.
Okay.
But the same number are still before you get hit as were before. So it's like 3 more after.
Yeah,
Like, it used to
gotcha,
be
gotcha.
it used to be 4 and 2. Now it's 4 and 5.
Right.
But 5 is still ridiculously short for reaction compared to
Oh, yeah.
like everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, if you're expecting it, you're predicting the guy's gonna throw
Yes.
you. You have an easier time to.
And actually, mostly the reason that was done is because, so if I throw you out of the startup of your throw, you will still always tech it, right? But the difference is, if I do a reset that had no frames in between, so you didn't get to start up your throw, the tech window was 2 frames, which is Guilty Gear equivalent bad. Or
Right.
not bad, but like Guilty Gear equivalent impossible.
Right,
So now it's slightly easier on reaction. It's still not, I mean, ST was like 11, I think, to
For
soften.
softening, yeah, you can almost do it on reaction in that case.
Yeah. And like BB is, I don't know, 150 or whatever. But no, BB is like 13, I want to say. And like Marvel 2 was something like 10 or 11. So this is still shorter than most other games.
Okay.
But longer than it used to be, so you can actually tech on reaction if you know that the thing is coming. Yeah. Thank you, BB is 13. I thought so.
Cool.
But yeah, so
So yeah, I'm definitely happy to hear that it's gonna be fewer long combos. I think that's really good because it was definitely getting to a point where it was getting obvious. And actually, one of the reasons that I wanted to show that Severin video was that he actually did that like
Yep.
a bunch against you. Like
Yep.
he got in there with Parasol and was just like boom 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 like all the way across the screen.
yeah.
So-
And the thing is, I don't mind like corner to corner stuff. I don't mind. I don't actually mind long combos much. The thing that I mind is like in Melty Blood, where you're doing the last 20 hits for like a fierce's worth of damage, which is kind of how some of those ended up. So
Right.
I would rather at that point that you be resetting or supering and DHCing and doing something else. It was funny because I was talking to Severin and he actually said he was considering dropping Sarabella from his team because the reason that he had her on his team was because he could DHC into her and do 80% with something that was like 30 seconds long after everybody else's. So, I mean, that's, you know, DHCing into somebody and doing lots of damage, I'm fine with. DHCing into somebody else to extend your 30-second combo with a 30-second combo is annoying, if nothing else.
For sure. Oh, so for IPS, after you DHC, is it reset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's...
I mean, still is.
I mean, well, here. Oh. I'm a scrub! That totally doesn't work. Neither does that, apparently. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. Yeah. Okay, I'm first player. Whatever. There we go, see?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still at 5, see?
Right. Okay.
Anyway, just wanted to show that, and yes, sorry about that.
That's cool.
I'm being terrible.
No.
Oh yeah, and it also, like, obviously I'm not going to be able to do this because I didn't practice my character specifics, which is awesome.
There are no changes to anything like that, I assume?
No, like I didn't change any of the frame data or anything for these, which means if I could actually do this, oh yeah, it's light punch. There we go. Right, if I could actually do that, now you only get 1 rep because you don't get crouching light punch afterwards.
Exactly, yeah.
But she's still just as good otherwise.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I skipped one, sorry.
Yeah.
This thing had 37 frames of hit stun on the last one, which was not right. It was supposed to be 27, so now it has 27.
Oh, yeah.
Same amount of block stun, but you have to be slightly faster if you want to hit confirm off of it.
Right, yeah, you can see. Okay.
So you can still do... Whoops. Oh, I'm really good at this game. You can still do that stuff if you were better than me.
It's just
which I guess
harder
you're
than
not.
it was before, right?
Yeah, it's just harder to do than it used to be. Right?
Yeah.
Because you have slightly less hit stun. You still have a lot, you just don't have over half a second of it.
Alright. So, speaking of characters, I'd just like to get a sense of who you think are the best characters right now and who are the worst.
Overall?
Yeah.
You mean like in the current version or in this?
In the current version. But, presumably that's informed your changes for this upcoming patch.
In right, so like block. Right, this is not a combo. See?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can hit me out of it with an invincible reversal, or with a lot of people you can just
Do it.
jab her out of it. Wow, and then you got hit.
Yeah.
See?
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you don't want to sit there and take a ton of chip. Oh, I also fixed a random bug where You can override what your alpha counter is supposed to do if you hit a button on the frame that you land, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
A one frame override.
Yeah, so give it a shot in your current version of the game. Pick your favorite thing as alpha counter and then override it with like standing jab.
When is the PC version coming out?
I don't know, because the guy who's working on it is our multiplayer programmer, and he's one guy.
Also, another question a lot of people asking, can you say anything about potential DLC characters right now?
Anything like what?
When are they coming out? Which ones?
Is there anyone coming out? When is it going to come out?
There is someone coming out. I don't think I'm allowed to tell you who it is yet, but we are working on them now that most of the stuff for the patch has been taken care of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and we also have a slave at the office working on training mode improvements.
Nice.
Nobody asked.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Okay.
Cool.
So we did input display already. We're working on dummy recording, and we have other options and that stuff.
Quick restart. You know, you just press like start
GGPO save. So basically same deal, right?
Wait, what?
Save state?
Yeah.
Save state.
Okay.
Is there
So
a save
instead
state?
of so your game has to support save states if you use GGPO,
Oh,
which is why like 3S
right.
Online gives you like save wherever you want and unload. So we're just gonna give you that.
Okay, gotcha.
And actually, for those of you who didn't know,
it's pretty cool.
Currently, when you are in training mode, if you choose play again, you can pick starting in a corner. I mean.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Okay. So it's very Marvel-like, right?
Yeah, I mean, you still have to go through the whole load, which we eventually want to not have you do.
Like, you know, like in Marvel, you just press like start and stuff.
Yeah.
Select or
But yeah, you can choose which corner you start in for that. Also, moves lists for the 3 people here that are still interested in that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a big
all you
issue.
bastards. Anyway, yeah, those 2. We have a person working on those full time because everybody sucks.
Full time, really?
It takes a long time to do all that stuff in all the different languages and make sure it works everywhere and doesn't run out of memory and meets Microsoft's UI specifications.
So when can we expect the patch?
Okay, so let's see. If we put the patch to our testers next week, which I don't think we're going to do, the earliest it would be done and like out is 3 weeks after that, because there's a week of internal testing at minimum if they don't find anything, and then 2 weeks of testing at Sony and Microsoft regardless of what happens, because they treat it like it's a whole game. So this is the other reason why like people were complaining about the Street Fighter Cross Tekken patch to fix the knife and fireball thing.
I know.
People are like, mid-June is so long. Mid-June is instantaneous if you take into account all the testing that you have to do. Mid-June means that they fixed it like the day that people reported it. But yeah, so in general, we are hoping, none of this is official, so don't take this as official, because if you do, I'm going to get in trouble, but we are hoping to give the patch to the testers by the end of the month, because the 360 loading stuff has actually been really complicated to fix. We have had to change a lot of the ways that we store and access files, and that's taken a bunch of time to get right. But I mean, it works. I mean, you can see it loads faster. But so that takes a long time. So we're hoping to have that like bug free by the end of the month. At which point you would probably also get this mid-June.
Okay, fine.
But that's not an official date. It doesn't matter. It's coming out in 30 years.
Who do you think is the best player right now?
At this?
Yeah.
He's thinking hard.
Yeah, he is thinking hard.
He's thinking hard about this one.
Are you trying to be politic about it too? Just like...
Well, I don't have to be politic. I don't think it's Justin.
I don't think it's Justin either.
Well,
that's politic,
Justin
right?
probably doesn't think he's the best player.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, because the thing is, people from other regions haven't played themselves much.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, the people on Boom Gorillas were hella good. Chris G has leveled up a decent amount since the first time I saw him play it. The people on Stickbug stream are actually awesome.
Yeah,
how good do you think like Severin is? Did you watch the FRB stream as well?
My opinion of Severin comes over from BB, so I don't think Severin's very good at anything, but he knows that. Like, Severin learns combos and he's recently learned defense, which I'll give him credit for that. I don't want to pick a region because it would piss off all the rest of the regions.
You are being politic about it. I knew it.
Oh, for God's sake. Like, I actually don't know who would win in between Texas and New York at this point. Or not Texas, but like South and New York.
NorCal.
Oh yeah, that's it, bro. Hey, he forgot he exists. And
Indeed he
Copper
does.
Dabbit. Yeah. Who was okay with the nom change? Oddly enough.
Oh, cool, man.
Go figure. Yeah, I don't want to pick because I
fine.
actually don't know.
Okay, fine. And then, why are you not on Twitter?
Because I hate social media. It's the most annoying thing on earth.
But you are on Facebook.
Because I was forced to be.
So we're gonna force you to get on Twitter.
Yeah, come on.
But you can't because it doesn't involve employment or relationships.
Well, I will create a.
All right, I'm gonna have to go around,
Yeah,
around the other way here and get relationships involved in this.
You're
somehow.
going around the other way for a relationship with me?
I was gonna say I was gonna go in the back door on this, but I decided not to at first.
Were you
But
gonna
now
reach
now
around
I'll bring
the
it
other
around
way?
there. Yeah, while I'm going to the back.
Yes, you were gonna reach.
You
around
know
the
what?
other
I
way.
will tell you this right
Yes.
now, Mike. I was against Twitter as well. Now I'm a Twitter fiend.
Yeah,
Well,
dude,
I
you're a
can't
Twitter monster.
stop. I can't stop using the dang thing.
So here's the thing. First of all, given the amount of crap that I get every time I go anywhere for doing anything to this game, thank you very much everybody in the stream. I don't want that on another media source. And also, like,
Welcome
even
to-
I don't care what I'm thinking. Why the hell would anyone else care what I'm thinking?
Welcome to being in the public eye. As long as you put yourself in a position to be criticized.
Seriously, I can't imagine myself reading or writing something like just had amazing garlic spaghetti at, James Chen's mom's house when I was over visiting her last night.
Right, that's right, that's right.
I mean,
She
who
told me about that,
cares?
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a really good cook.
No, my mom's amazing, actually.
So if somebody wants to get in contact with you because they've found some new bug or something like that, is
PM
there...
me on Shoryuken or on Dustloop is the best thing to do. Either
And-
that or use my extremely public email address or my extremely public AIM. I mean, there are many ways to reach me. Twitter is not going to be one of them.
So sure you can adjust sleep. It's just Mike Z.
Yeah, or with an underscore or whatever. And on
Is it?
YouTube,
I don't remember.
on YouTube, it's Mike Z was taken because they actually won't let you have a username that's that short.
Really?
Yeah, it's Mike Z was taken on everything that Mike Z doesn't work on or that
Oh,
somebody else
okay,
is already
gotcha.
Mike Z on.
Okay.
I've said Mike Z so many times in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Mike Z. If I were a
Get a Twitter.
Pokemon, Mike Z.
Get a Twitter, I'm telling you.
No.
You will find
Can
out.
I use yours?
If you want to talk through me, then let me know what you want to say, and I'll just see Mike Z. You know what? I'll create a Twitter
You
account
agreed
called.
to this.
I will create a Twitter account called Mike Z Says, and then whatever
Living
you
with
tell
Mike
me,
Z.
I will put it down.
Really?
Whatever,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to this.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
You heard it here first. I'm gonna have a Twitter without having anything to do with Twitter.
All right, cool. So we've totally ran half an hour over what we expected,
Right.
but thanks to you for showing up and talking about the patch. Definitely appreciate it, and it's cool to see that you're still considering stuff. You're not done with it yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing that I would say to everybody is, basically, if the IPS affects you, you were probably being boring to everybody else anyway. So I'm not sad.
I agree.
And sorry.
Whatever. All right. James, do you have anything else?
Nope.
What about these hats? You gonna do anything about the hats?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. Let's
that's
do something
right.
about the hats.
Go ahead and talk.
Wow, that
about
was effective.
Talk about that, David. Go ahead and talk about
Okay, you just want me to ramble for a little while?
Alright, well look, we wanted to actually raffle off these hats.
Yeah.
Just like, seriously, we were going to make it so you just raffled for $1, but we haven't set up any WePay accounts or anything like that, but we did want to do that. These are drawn by the official artists. Very rare, actually, that makes these, because there's actually not a lot of like official artwork out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then-
he draws on like bus stops and like underneath tables.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, these were drawn by the art team. I don't think they're all by Alex, but one
But
of
we
them is
also
by Persona.
signed them. All three of us signed all three of these hats.
Yep.
So, you
They're
know,
beautiful. This one smells.
You can't
Like
believe I
me?
just- Actually, it smells pretty good. Yeah, I guess that's
right.
it. Oh wow! Look at this guy. Look what he's doing right now.
Oh wow, he's actually making Mike Z Says as a Twitter account.
He's actually doing it right now.
because if I don't, someone else is going
I
to right
hate
now.
all of you people.
Yeah, that probably is happening right now.
Oh, I need an email address.
Oh, you need a new
What?
email address? No.
Yeah, I need to create an email address. All right.
All right. Well, can you
I'll-
sign us off? Real
Yeah,
fast?
no problem, no
All
problem.
right, because I don't
dude.
want to just sit here taking up everybody's time at this
Okay.
point. We got nothing else to say.
Yeah, well, stick around and watch the last like 5 minutes of the cross counter.
Yeah, I know. We
Training
totally.
mode.
Yeah, exactly. so-
We've ruined that thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took over your.
It's cool with me, dude. I love talking about this game.
All right, no problem. All right, we'll talk to everybody
Cross
later.
counter is who again?
Peace.
See ya.